G'day everybody, it's Will here with Robin for Neveroddoreven Civilization Discoveries. We've had a bit of a break between seasons, or eras as we like to call them. We've just moved from the ancient era into the classical era. And I believe, Robin, you've got some questions about eras before we proceed.
Being relatively new to the game, just really helpful for me to understand the progression of eras and why there are eras in the game in the first place. Is it to mark a transition in time, or is there something is there something that happens every era that makes the game different or adds to the game? I'm just not sure.
So the concept of eras was added in the expansion to Civ 6 called Rise and Fall, which added in this era concept and era score points. So for doing certain things like discovering villages, building wonders, surviving disasters, taming barbarians, you get era points. And you need to get a certain number of points in each era, otherwise you'll fall into a dark age, which will actually decrease the loyalty and happiness of your cities. Or if you do really well, you can go into a golden age, which will increase that loyalty. Trying to get into the middle there is actually the sweet spot, just sort of neither being over the top or underneath. Because one of the problems of having a golden age, and I'm about to discover this, is that you've really got to work hard after a golden age to just maintain normalcy, and you're likely to fall into a dark age afterwards. The eras that we've just had, we've just gone from the ancient era, which is about 4000 BC, to about 1600 BC. And when we finish the ancient era, which we've just done, we go into the classical era. After the classic era is the medieval era, then the Renaissance, industrial, modern, atomic, information, and future era. So that takes us all the way up to 2050.
And so, Will, when you have an era that moves from medieval, so from ancient to classical, does that open up a whole lot of new tech tree options?
Yeah. So it's dependent on a couple of things. So you will note up in the top corner for us, we're at 1600 BC. So the time certainly sets that, but you can push into an era. You can get advances from eras earlier than the era time shift. So if you're moving faster, it doesn't slow you down. Okay. The other cool thing is, now that we're at 1600 BC, you know what that means?
Nope.
It's only 1600 years until we find out what BC stands for. Oh, that was a joke. See, I always thought,
bad.
BC stands for before Christ, you see, and so Christ hasn't come yet. But so I was thinking all those people in these years be going, okay, well, it's 30 BC, it's only 30 years till Christ comes, you see, because they had it marked off on their calendars, just like we've got in our AD calendars.
Let's get on with the game.
All right, good, okay. so that was a terrible attempt at humour.
Nah, he's terrible. He's off his game. The break's been too long.
Yes. Okay, so this is episode 1 of Era 2, the classical era. And here we are. I'm about to have my go. So I've just built a settler, which is my first settler. And so I'm going to be forging out to build a new city. And I have no idea where I'm going to build this city. I think I'm going to build this city on rock and roll. What do you reckon? Oh, that's another bad joke. Sorry, I'm really not going well today.
It's terrible. Just rein it in. I don't think our audience is appreciating your humour tonight. Well, I'm not.
I was about to break into the song. We built this city. You remember that song?
Yeah, I do.
We built this city on rock and roll. I'm having an iron moment. Okay. All right. So I just had a big battle over here. So I'm going to rest my units. And my slinger is also going to have a rest. Oh, he can be upgraded to be an archer, but I think I'm going to leave that for a moment. I'm just going to give him a rest. Okay, so alrighty. I get to choose a civic, so I'm going to go for political philosophy, because you can never have enough political philosophy. I'm going to choose production, and I'm falling behind in the settler stakes. You've got 2 cities, or 3 cities now, haven't you?
No. Just got 2.
Well, I'm going to build another settler. I'm going to really pump out those cities. And I've got another governor, so I'm going to promote my governor to become a embracer. So that gains additional range strike per turn for barbarians. So I'm really setting myself up for combat here. All right, so that's going to end my turn. So I'm going to hit next turn, and we're going to move up to Robin's part of the world. And Robin, if you want to hit next turn now, we'll see what happens.
Okay.
For the first turn of the era. Here we go. So it looks like your trader moved into Sarpsborg.
Yes.
Some of your units healed. Oh, what's something happening over here? A slinger. Where was that? It was a fight.
There was a fight that went on.
Oh yeah, over here. I see it.
Wait.
Whoa, over there.
That's another civilization that's attacking that
yes,
barbarian encampment.
It looks like the Persians are having a fight with the barbarians over here by this encampment.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Now, what's my relationship with Persians?
Well, if you want to find that out, up the top now, you'll notice that there are 3 little heads up there. There's my head as Cleopatra, your head as Viking dude. I don't know what his name is.
Harold.
Yep. And then there is this other guy, Cirrus.
Yep.
So if you click on Cirrus,
yes,
it'll bring up a full screen picture of him standing there in his wonderful purple with his, leather armor on.
Leather armor.
Looking a little smug, I must say.
Don't like him.
Now,
should I say that?
it brings up a whole bunch of options here for you. You can declare friendship. You can denounce him, which will create grievances that'll make you unpopular with people. You can declare a surprise war, which will make you very unpopular. You can make a deal. You can make a demand. You can ask for promises. Casus belli, I don't know how you say that, but basically later on in the game we can get advances that allow us to declare formal war or for retribution, and so we can attack them with reason, and it doesn't cost us as much in terms of diplomatic status. So what would you like to do?
I don't think I want to do anything with this guy at the moment, but there probably will come a point perhaps where I make a demand.
Yep, that'd be cool.
So I have got 2 barbarian encampments, one to my south and one to my east.
Yes.
So I'm going to move my archers to help the Persians.
Yep.
And I've got a warrior that I also want to take up in that direction. I have a builder as well, and I think I'm going to take it towards the mine, which is just to the. Do you see the iron strategic resource, which is on the bay?
Just having a look.
Nidaros.
Yep.
Nidaros. There's a harbour.
Oh yes.
On the north of the harbour, there's a iron strategic resource. I've got my eye on that.
Okay, I can't see that because I haven't developed iron yet. So is that on the peninsula
on the
there?
On the peninsula, yeah.
In those beautiful looking grassland hills.
Yes, that's correct. Which has also got some science, some food, and some production.
Yeah. Yep. No, that's cool. You're ahead of me in ironworking, so that means you can see that, whereas I cannot.
Oh, I see. Okay. So I've now also got 2 warriors that I need to move, and so I'm going to go into a protective mode. So I'm going to bring him south, and my ships to the northwest are continuing to move, and there are 2 city-states that I've discovered. And just for everyone, my cities have got a number of issues. My capital, Nidaros, has got some 0 amenities at the moment, so I'm a bit concerned about that. But I am building a temple of Artemis, and Sarpsborg is having to deal with housing at the moment. And I've got a granary which will be 4 turns away. So I'm kind of addressing those, and hopefully that will be okay.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything more for me to do unless I've missed anything, Will.
That sounds good to me. So you can end your turn.
All right. Hold on.
Okay. Nope. So it's now telling me the game is waiting on me, so that's fine.
Yes.
So down south here, that combat we heard did show up that that barbarian warrior did attack my barbarian, and he's looking quite unwell. So I think I'm going to use my slinger to attack the barbarian warrior. See how much damage we do. Okay, we didn't do very much at all. So I'm going to retreat my warrior back across the droughted plains there, and I'm going to give him a rest. So, and I'm going to bring the scout up. Now, attacking a warrior with a scout is sometimes dangerous, but that warrior was particularly injured, so I used my scout to finish that off to protect the other warrior. I was happier to lose a scout than a warrior in that instance, and I haven't had to lose either of them, which is very nice. So that's pretty cool. Now, where did my... Here it is. Here is my settler. My settler is coming across in that direction also. Okay. So I'm going to end my turn now, and let's see what happens next. Okay. So the ongoing battle there with the Persians is happening. And that's good. Oh, look at that. The Persians just killed that barbarian. Okay. So it's now your turn.
Okay.
Oh, you've got a barbarian problem in the south, haven't you?
Oh, good grief. Oh, no. And all my guys are to the...
Yeah. You might. I would send them down there if I were you.
Yes, I think you're probably right. Okay. Let's see. You've got a storm. Did you know you've got a storm? A tornado?
Is it? Oh, what? Oh my gosh. Where is it?
Right over to your north.
Oh, look at that. Oh, tornadoes in the grassland.
Yeah.
I've got a drought where my units are and a tornado in the grassland. Let's hope...
Let's hope it doesn't come south, yeah?
Yeah, I'm hoping it goes north.
All right. Okay, so, friends, here we go. I am moving my warriors now, my archers south, because I need to... Oh dear, there's not much space for them, but that's okay. And I'm going to... Now, help me about defenses here. I've got to try to find a defensive spot to get some advantage in my combat.
Yep.
I'm kind of thinking that where my current warrior east of Sarpsborg
Yes,
is in a +6 defense modifier position, whereas if I cross the river, that's only got that doesn't have any defense bonus, and the one to the southeast is only -2 defense modifier. So I think I'm probably better to just stay where I am and defend. Is that probably a good strategy?
Especially considering you're bringing troops down from the north, so you're in no hurry to get across there at this point in time. So,
okay.
so yeah, I think so. And you might even be able to move that other one in the swamp around over and come up from behind, which will give you a flanking bonus too. So,
as in move him to the side?
Yeah, but I'd rest him for the moment because he's pretty badly injured. He's about half.
Yeah, he's not looking good.
So
they're both just a little bit injured. So I'm going to fortify until healed for
good.
I'm actually thinking. See, I can attack the scout.
Yeah, I would wait.
All right. But the defense modifier for the swamp is only -2, so I'm going to move him back, and then I'll put him on rest.
Yeah, you can't because you've moved fully.
Oh.
But that's okay. You can do it next turn.
Yep. So my warriors from the south, from the north, are heading south. My boats are continuing to explore. Look, we've got a whole to my north. There's a whole new area, some city-states that we can engage with, which is going to be good. Okay, I think that's my turn.
Great. Okay. So
I'm going to press next turn.
Yep. All right. Yep.
What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Having a look down to the south, we still have some stuff happening here. I'm being attacked by that scout, but I'm going to use my slinger to end that conflict once and for all. And the scout is dead, which is good. I've got my warrior resting, and my other scout is going to come up and do a little bit of an explore. I have just discovered something there.
What have you found?
I have found a natural wonder. I have found Gobistan. I don't know what that is exactly. It looks like it is a cultural natural wonder. It looks like it's a kind of a formation.
Oh, well done.
Okay, now I'm a little bit worried because I just moved my settler closer to that tornado. Don't particularly want to get them caught there, but I'm going to press next turn and see what happens there. Alright, what is that tornado doing?
Yeah, I'm watching the tornado at the moment.
Robin, you need to press end turn.
Oh, sorry, my bad.